Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome to another Pioneer video here on Magic Arena. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and there's a link to my coffee account in the description. If you're able to support the channel that way, it is greatly appreciated. So today, carrying on from our theme in the last video of playing lots of +1/+1 counters, we're doing it again with black-green Golgari counters. And our new card of choice today is the Ouroboros from Edge of Eternities. So this is an Ouroboros meme. So it's 1/3 for a plant worm for 4. And at the beginning of combat on your turn, put X +1/+1 counters on each creature you control, where X is this creature's power. So obviously, if this isn't answered in a kind of in a vacuum, it'll add 1 counter to all your creatures, then 2, then 4, etc., etc. Obviously, we're kind of hoping to cheat that effect with cards like Winding Constrictor, which adds 1 additional counter to all of the creatures whenever you trigger a Roboroid. Similarly, with cards like Rishkar and Paw Patch Recruit and Ornery Tumblewag, there's just different. We can just grow the Roboroid much more quickly, and even without it, there's some quite aggressive draws that this deck can have with Winding Constrictors, District Mascots, Rishkars, just doing lots and lots of damage very quickly. Obviously, this has Saddle, which can then double the number of +1/+1 counters on a creature. So yeah, very quickly closes out the game. So yeah, just lots of counters. We got some early interaction with Thoughtseize, Fatal Push, Deep Cavern Bat. Those kind of things go for the throat, just to kind of keep all of our stuff alive long enough to do the thing. Once the Ouroboros comes down, as I say, if the opponent can't answer it, then the game will probably end relatively quickly. 23 lands, so some creature lands early in the game, dual lands, and then Boseiju as well. Then in the sideboard, we've got 3 copies of Duress, so we've got our additional hand disruption, a Go for the Throat, 2 Abrupt Decays, Damping Sphere, Unlicensed Hearse is our graveyard hate of choice, Liana of the Veil, good mid-range card. Then Path of Peril, which is a little bit of a nombo with a lot of our creatures, but I think is a necessary answer to some of the more aggressive opponents that we may be faced against. Yeah, just need to be able to clear the board of early creatures before we start playing our own. So yeah, that is the deck. Should be an interesting one. As I say, more +1/+1 counters, which everyone loves, I'm sure. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. Let's take it on to the ladder. Okay, the opponent's on Yorion. Unfortunately, we just have a 1 land hand, which I'm not sure we can keep. As much as would be nice. Okay, I think this is decent. I think what we're up against means I'll probably put back Fatal Push. Because whether it's control or some sort of Niv To Light deck, I think Fatal Push is probably not very good. Well, my mouse is being very jumpy today. Interesting. Okay. Well, let's start with Thoughtseize, see what they've got going on in their hand. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. So yeah, I'll take the Beanstalk. Well, maybe I'll take the Binding and then the Beanstalk with the... Oh, do I need to take Clarion? Maybe I just leave Beanstalk. Yeah, I could take Clarion with this. Leyline Binding. With the Deep Cavern Bat, and then just leave them for a turn. Now we can play a Roboroid. We only really get punished if they've drawn another Deafening Clarion or something like that. Okay, Fable of the Mirror Breaker we could live with. So we'll District Mascot. Deep Cavern Bat again. See if they've drawn anything worth stealing. Yeah, take another Fable. There we go. Okay. Pretty aggressive start. What does this do again? Remove 2 +1/+1 counters from this, or you can just saddle it. Okay, fine. So yeah, we can blow up something at some point, maybe. But I think we'll probably be able to win from here quite easily. Unless the opponent draws a mass removal spell. Nope. Cool. Okay, that was pretty good. Yeah, and it looks like the opponent's on. Yeah, probably pretty classic Niv Mizzet. I think the Deafening Clarion gives us that clue. Yeah. Okay. Niv Mizzet, I think, is a deck where we need Duress. Don't necessarily think we need Fatal Push. Maybe another go for the throat. And actually, I don't hate Abrupt Decay. It's a good answer for Beanstalk and a couple of other things. So maybe I'll trim a couple of bats. Once we've got additional hand disruption. The bats can be quite vulnerable to removal. Again, I think this is a mulligan. Oof, no, I don't like this hand at all, to be honest. I think we're going to have to go to 5. Okay, we'll keep this. We'll put back probably Elvish Mystic here, and maybe District Mascot, just go... Well, actually, no, let's put back Go for the Throat. This is a fairly grim mulligan. I think we're going to have to draw our way out of this. Okay, Duress is not terrible. Interesting. Okay, so they're a bit stuck on mana at the moment, so they can keep their Helix. Pillage the Bog, Cornucopia. I suppose it's possible we might be able to just strand them on land, so I'll take Pillage the Bog. Follow up with Deep Cavern Bat. No, I think let's duress them again. Take the Unmoored Ego. A District Mascot. Shame about them drawing another land. So might be able to bait out the Lightning Helix here. Yep. But yeah, then now we're kind of out of stuff to do. We'll get to look in their hand. Yep. Okay, it's not looking amazing. Let's be real. I can't even play a Robberoid here. Okay. If I could, I wouldn't necessarily feel terrible, because if they missed a land drop and we had an Robberoid going, wouldn't be too bad, I don't think. But we're in pretty rough shape now, I think. Okay, okay. So maybe we can... Damn, that is the very much the worst land we could draw. We can't rely on them missing land drops forever. Nope. Sure thing. What are they going to go and get? Probably a Niv Mizzet. Yes, indeedy. And gain 5 life while they're at it, which is pretty good. And they've got another Bring to Light. I think this is a pretty good draw for them. So let's kill the Niv Mizzet. I think we've really got no choice but to play a Robberoid and hope for the best. But yeah, they can Bring to Light again. Just go and fetch. Interesting. Presumably they have a different answer for Robberoid. No? Okay. In which case I'll play the Tumblewag. Yeah, okay. Fair enough, yeah, no, we had to mulligan to 5 there, didn't really have anything aggressive going on. So yeah, I think I'll put back in the Deep Cavern Bats, take out maybe a Tumblewag, and a Paw Patch. We'll go from there. Okay, this is a keepable hand, I think, just about. It's a shame not to have any disruption, but... Okay, Winding Constrictors are pretty good play here, so we'll get that down. Play District Mascot. Now the opponent's going to have to go quick, I think. Okay, no quick play is good, so let's get a Robberoid into play. And now they're pretty much dead next turn. Like, I'm not sure what they've got, which can kind of save them here. Like, Clarion doesn't help. They could Binding... Technically, I suppose they could Binding 2 of my creatures. If they had the right land. Okay. That alone is not going to do it, though, because I'm just going to play another Robberoid. So, yeah, we'll do that. We'll attack for exactly 12. Marvellous. Yeah, that's the power of the aggressive start. Yorion again. Okay. Really? It's pretty unusual to be playing 2 Niv To Light decks in one sitting. I suppose this could be Overlords. It's definitely got a Beanstalk in it. Play Rishgar. Obviously not thrilled about having these fatal pushes. Tumblewag it is. When this attacks while saddled. Okay. So this is Overlords, fine. Okay, well actually then we've got lethal here. Because we can Fatal Push one of these. Then Fatal Push again. Then another Tumblewag. Saddle that. Lovely. That was a lot of random clicking, but it was lethal, whatever. Okay, so this is Overlords with beans instead of Niv To Light. Are we doing anything particularly differently as a result of that? I think, again, we probably want Duress and go for the throat. It's probably quite similar sideboarding, to be honest. Maybe one Abrupt Decay. They've got fewer targets, I think, for the Abrupt Decays, but if you can snipe at beans, that's probably a good thing. Then yeah, maybe we'll trim all of the Deep Cavern Bats this time, so I think they've got a bit more cheap removal. One of our District Mascots, although District Mascot, it's only artifacts, okay. Maybe all of those need to go then. Yeah, we'll pop in a couple of Lilianas, one Deep Cavern Bat. Yeah, only being able to hit artifacts with District Mascot is a bit unfortunate. If it could destroy enchantments as well, that'd be great, obviously, with Overlords, but it's fine, we'll work around it. It's a keepable hand, but it's not an amazing one. So we'll start with an Elvish Mystic. Robberoid is good, so let's take a sneaky peek in their hand. No, it's fine. Am I just taking their Overlord of the Hauntwoods here? Yeah, I think so. Okay, Zur comes down. I can't play this at the moment, can I? No. Okay, that's interesting. Do I want to duress first? Just chill for a turn? I think I probably do. Let's start doing that. Leyline Binding with no targets. That's pretty decent for us. Because now when they go to animate it, I can hit it with a Beseiju. It's just let them get another land, but also means they don't have a 6/6 lifelink death touch hexproof, which, you know, I could do without them having, to be honest. Blag. That's a good top deck. So yeah, I think we're just playing a Robboroid here. And hoping it gets big enough to matter. But this Overlord being active is going to pretty quickly finish us off. Yeah, especially when they're drawing all these extra cards. Boo. Boo indeed. Okay. Well, we'll kill their Zur in response. Which takes away... Yeah, okay. Fair enough. Bit of a rough draw there. Overdrew lands a bit. Okay, let's put the bats back in as they do hit. And Abrupt Decay can hit Zur, I think. I think Liliana's also decent. What am I going to lose here, though? Maybe the pushes? Yeah, they're a bit low impact. Okay. We'll start with Duress, I think. Yep. Take Beanstalk. I think Elvish Mystic into Thoughtseize. Thoughtseize can take Hauntwoods. Blah, blah, blah. And just start growing our creatures. Okay, I'll hit them with another Thoughtseize. Yeah, take Overlord of the Mistmoors. Take Paw Patch Recruit. I think we're going to draw this. I could have saddled there, couldn't I? I always forget you can do that. You can only do that at sorcery speed. Must remember that in future. Yep, cycle your triomes. Enigmatic with no targets is pretty good. No Duress again. Yep, take Leyline Binding. Saddle here. +1/+1 counter on it. Double its counters. Now they're dead in a turn. Let's see what they draw. Don't think that's going to do it for them. Can't play Atraxa, can't play Yorion. It looked pretty dead to me. Yep. Okay, that saddle misplay didn't hurt us too much there. Cool. Another Yorion deck. Okay, it's Yorion Day on the... Play Winding Constrictor. Dear, these Ouroborroids could begin to look quite bad if I don't draw a fourth land. Fable, sure thing. Well, I've got a target to use Fatal Push against at least. Land would be incredible here. Please. Not that one. I assume that might end up costing me the game. That draw, if I've been able to play an Ouroborroid this turn, we might be in okay shape. Okay, looks like another Niv To Light deck. Yep, Fable it is. Well, I'll keep killing their creatures. Yeah, so we've got to go for it here. Yeah, they'd almost certainly be dead if I'd been able to play Ouroborroid turn 4. Now they can potentially bring to light and go get something like a Deadly Cover-Up or whatever it might be. Some mass removal spell. No, they might not have it. It's possible, I suppose, but only discarding one card doesn't make me feel great about that. Yep, well, that is the challenge of running a deck like this. Okay, well, I'll take... yeah, we'll take Niv Mizzet. Play Tumblewag. Yeah, that tap land. Yeah, gonna be living with the consequences of that forever. Gonna be feeling bad about it forever. And a Niv Mizzet Reborn, you say, okay. That seems pretty good. And a Hostage Taker. How dare you have so many good cards. And Leyline Binding 2. Okay, I think we can scoop this one up. Yep. If that had been an untapped land, we'd have won that game pretty easily, I think. Okay. Duress in. Abrupt Decay in. I think let's put... Do we want to put Liliana in as well? I don't think so. Fatal Push out. We'll put in the other Go for the Throat. From a couple of district mascots. Yep. Okay, not winning that first game I think is going to put us on the defensive here. Ideally want to be winning games when you're on the play with a deck like this. Okay, it's decent. So we'll start with an Elvish Mystic. I think we do want to be able to play both our discard spells here, so I'll start with Thoughtseize, which we'll use to take Leyline Binding, and then maybe nick the Bring to Light with a Deep Cavern Bat. Yeah. It's not looking great. Yeah. Yes, okay. Yeah, sadly, my draws have been pretty bad. I think it's going to cost me this one, unfortunately. Just, yeah. Draw nothing but land. Now the opponent can Niv it. Yep, like a Roboroid here, and if that turn would have been reasonable, we could have grown our creatures past the Niv Mizzet, but yeah. Okay. To Thoughtseize. Yeah, no, we're not winning this. Yep. Okay, well, if nothing else, we've been very fortunate with our play draw mix. Yeah, I think we can Mystic turn one. Yeah. Fine, we'll double Thoughtseize now, I think, this turn. Mono black. Okay, I'll take a Liliana. Murderous Rider. No, I'm not that fussed about playing Deep Cavern Bat after that. Okay, land is decent. So we'll play a Tumble Wag. I think we want to double Tumble Wag. Saddle here. Yep, so they can fire off their Fatal Push now. I think makes sense. Play a Paw Patch Recruit instead. Okay, there's the Demon Wall. Go on, let's have another look in their hand. Nothing. Okay, well, that's pretty good news. So, we'll saddle. +1/+1s. Double them. And maybe just play the bat as like a 1/1, because not any non-land they draw now, they're just going to play, so don't think the bat's going to help us particularly. Like it. Okay, let's push the wall. So if I saddle here... Okay. So, this is Mono Black Demons. That was a good first game. We were able to win. The opponent didn't have an amazing draw. So, how are we going to do this? Definitely want Abrupt Decay. Probably want Liliana as well on the draw. More so than I want Deep Cavern Bat. Okay, yeah, a couple of Duress. Again, District Mascot. The opponent hits the enchantments that we need to worry about. Yeah, I'll put in the other Go for the Throat as well. We'll go down to 1 District Mascot. It's just nice not to be playing a deck that has Yorion in it. This'll do. Nice, okay. We'll play a Mystic. That's fine. It's not ideal, but it's fine. Yeah, then we'll play Mascot. We'll also play Paw Patch, I think. Let's just get 2 creatures down. Wow, okay, well that was very lucky for the opponent. I don't really have anything now, so yeah, he lucked out with that. Fine, fine. So, may as well push that. I'm not really doing anything else. I suppose the opponent's not doing anything either. Yeah, we'll have that. Now we're just playing off the top of our deck. Yeah, I'll match you land for land. Now they might have a removal spell, but if they do... Like, if they don't have an answer for a Robberoid... Yeah, okay, they've drawn a Fatal Push, of course they have. Yep. Okay, back to top decking it is. Don't love that. As they're making a statement, are they, by... Okay. Yeah, I think this is probably worth doing. So let's Abrupt Decay the Meathook Massacre. We'll play Liana. Another Meathook. They sure love their removal, don't they? Yeah, they're top decking better than I am. I'm going to need something here. That's not going to do it, is it? So let's burn Liliana to get rid of the Trespasser. They could activate Mutavault here. No, I didn't think they would. I mean, I've got creature lands. I could draw some of those. No, just bad lands instead. Not actual bad lands. That would be terrible in this deck. come on, come on. This is far too many lands for the amount of stuff we've drawn. Yep. Yeah, that's not going to do it. God, our top decking was god-awful there. Yeah. Fair enough. How do we want to do this on the... I still think this is a decent configuration. It's very frustrating that we just drew nothing but land there. And the opponent's Niv To was a bit ridiculous, but never mind. Yeah, let's start with District Mascot. That's decent enough. Oh yeah, that's quite handy actually that they've turned on my... Interesting. Okay. Well, I'll take the meat hook. Now I think I'll take the Aetherborn. Just so they've got no decent plays. I really need to be able to cast my stuff now. That's not going to help. Okay, let's get Rishkar into play. Let's grow both of our creatures here. Fine, grab a swamp. So I can, if I particularly want to, later destroy their Blade of the Oni. Okay. Well, let's offer them a Winding Constrictor. Interesting that they targeted that. Yeah, I think I'll Fatal Push their Blade in response. And now we're just kind of hoping they aren't able to cast Shieldred. Yeah, that won't help. Okay, Liliana's decent, so we can at least get rid of Shieldred again. But I just want to be able to cast a Robberoid, to be honest. And I think I'll hold back to protect Liliana. For goodness sake. Yeah, their top decking is so much better than mine. It has been this whole match. Okay, land to cast a Robberoid, maybe. Yeah, that'll do it. Now, if they could just not have an answer for this, that would be amazing. Jesus Christ. This must be the luckiest opponent in the universe. Yep. Looking at this, it is not surprising that I'm not winning this game. Yep, let's blow that up. Okay, let's try again. Again, if you could not have an answer, that would be ideal. Yeah, I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do about this, to be honest. It's pretty super dead here, let's be honest. Yeah. Okay. Go on, let's play it out. Ah, this is so frustrating. Yeah. Ah, damn. Yeah, just ludicrous top decking by the opponent. Yeah, if one of my Roboroids, or if any of my creatures had stuck around for any length of time, I think it would have been okay. But yeah, they just drew all of the right answers at the right time. Which is disappointing. Never mind. So let's open a couple of packs. Still, 2 and 2 is not terrible for a deck, which is just a little kind of, you know, it's not meant to be hugely competitive. It's not a meta deck by any means, but you know, it was able to have some pretty aggressive and explosive games, sort of killing the opponent quite quickly, as maybe as early as turn 4. Yeah, it was pretty good on the whole, considering. Yeah, some pretty terrible top decking cost us a few games, but it is what it is. Yeah, interesting. So here's the deck list one more time. It's in the description as usual. Thank you very much for watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Contribute to the coffee account if you can. And I'll see you next time.